Good evening, welcome to Scott Bailey Hairdressing. This is the place to be tonight. We said we're going to be on tonight at 7:20. The time is very close to 7:30 this evening, but it's great to have you with us tonight. Big good evening to all our international viewers tonight, especially everybody from Australia, Mark, Clive, Leah, Brad Vincent, everybody at Muck Central. Great to be with you tonight because, of course, exclusively sponsored by Muck Products. As always, you'll see how wonderful the products are tonight. Also, a big good evening to everybody at Muck Central in the United Kingdom, especially my boss, Lawrence Green, Big Al, if you're watching tonight, and everybody at Muck Central. Great to be working with you. All our national viewers tonight that are hairdressers and non-hairdressers, big good evening. Also, Sarah, Scott and Ben, big good evening, friend. Also, Miss Marple, I know you'll be watching tonight, and also maybe Mandy will be watching also this evening. Also, a big good evening to the Saxon family, because I know that you'll all be tuning in as well this evening. Nick McCaffrey, I know that you'll be on there because you're looking forward to being a model on here. Also, Sharon, hope you had a great birthday. Again, if you're watching this evening, don't watch that store behind you, because I can see walking into it. Also, Dan Metcalf, I'm guessing you'll be watching from Essex also this evening. So, what is it all about? For those of you that have never watched before, we take you on a journey starting from the beginning of a haircut, a bit like a canvas. When an artist is painting a picture, we create magic on a canvas, we create magic in hairdressing. For those of you that are non-hairdressers, you will experience tonight and witness how it all works from A to B. B being the finished product, how we go through hand and body positioning, how we stand, how we work, how it all comes together with the actual cut, and how the products work in harmony with the haircut. Me as a hairdresser, absolutely brilliant, because I absolutely love creating magic, and I also love being a businessman. But doing these, it's great because again we're in a position where we can do an instructional video and we can show and share ideas and tips and knowledge of how it all works. So before we go through and meet our wonderful model tonight, model 48, because we're getting very close to 50, of course we were originally going to do 3. But we've decided to go a little bit further now and take it, as we've got a load more people to come through. You'll be seeing very shortly in the future, there'll be a lot of variety. But again, it's all about changing things and making things harder and easier. When it's harder, it becomes easier. People always say, well, I can't do that. So it's dead easy, just put your hand in your pocket and take the can't into can, which is what makes the difference. So we go from negative to positive. You'll see strengths become weaknesses become strengths. But that's what it's all about in that respect. Tonight we're changing things, we're making it different. We're filming on 4K, which I absolutely love the fact that I've decided to push it harder and go further and make it even more interesting for you, the viewers at home. So let's all go through now and meet model number 48, which is Rachel Warner.
Hey.
Woo!
Woo!
I'll get your name right in a minute. Say good evening to whoever you want to say good evening to, because your friends
everyone.
are on there.
Yeah, got to say good evening to Warren,
Oh,
of
you
course,
gotta say good.
and anyone else who's watching. Georgia, if you're watching as well, I know you want to come and do this, so hopefully you'll be tuning in.
It's nice to get a chance to see everybody. So yes, put it into Rachel's friends tonight. Yeah, let's put him on quick so he's not actually been on. There you go, look, there's the cameraman tonight. My good friend, we've got loads of people on there. Dean Garner, Dan Connor, let's call out the names in a minute. Dad will see who's on there. Let's have some names. There's a lot on there, I've seen a load.
Claire Steele.
Claire Steele, oh yes, Claire. Hello Claire. Woo, I'm over here, that's it. That's
Dan
it.
Connor.
Dan Connor, good to see you, Dan. Where's Jimmy with his bit on his drill, burn his drill out. Hopefully you're okay if you're in Madrid or wherever you are this evening. Good to see you.
Wazareve.
Wazza Heath, do you want to say hello to Wazza?
Hey, what's up?
Scatman, good to see you. So yeah, you see we are live. We are literally broadcasting live. If you're driving by outside in your squad car, you'll see us
Darren
tonight.
Hemsley.
Darren Hemsley, good to see you on there as well tonight with us. It's all good. So we'll say good evening to a few more of you in a minute. This is what it's all about. We're going to talk about what we're doing tonight with Rachel's hair, because we all get really excited when the names come on. It's great, rather than broadcasting to people that are not on there. So this is what's going to happen tonight. We're going to start off with the back first. We're going to literally go into taking a couple of inches off the back, leaving the length long. Then we're going to go into C-shaped curvature through the sides. So we're going to go from the mouth round to the length, giving us a nice C shape through there. We'll then be working with a layer that will be a travelling guide, which will pivot round from the back through to using the clock to about 9 o'clock, which will give us again a nice shape. So when Rachel comes to style her hair, you see a bit of shape in the corners. We'll then come through to a 45-degree layer on the back section, going through to the top, and then we'll do a rounded layer through the top part, which again will, in theory, give us a heart-shaped layout onto the face. Products we're going to be working with tonight, we'll be working with Fat Muck Blowout Mousse, which will be conditioning hair. We'll come to that in a moment, how that works and how good the product is. So then you can come in for some input on that. We'll probably be using a bit of volumizing Fat Muck spray as well to go in there. Definitely we'll be using tonight the 21 Miracle Lotion, which again has got everything you need in that one product, which is volumizing, smoothing, shining, everything else. And then we'll finish off tonight probably with Hot Muck, which will be our finishing product. We'll also be using this evening on the finish, we'll be coming into with one of my favourite products that I like to use, which is the Style Stick normal salon size, which again you'll see how that works with the infrared technology later. So when we come to the blow dry, we'll do the cut. Here I am, excellent stuff. We'll go, so we'll go into the cut first, then we'll do the blow dry, then we'll do some styling with the stick and do big waves, so you'll see it later. Now, every haircut starts with a journey. Literally, you have to have a map as a hairdresser. Some of you know what the map is, some of you don't know what the map is. This is how the map works. We work with the bones in the skull. So we're working with the recession bone, which is at the front, the bone that segregates the top to the bottom of the hair, which is called the parietal ridge. We'll be working with that next. Any roofers, apex on the top. We'll then be going with the upper occipital bone. Then the protruding bone in the skull, where you would go no shorter if you were doing a graduated bob, is the occipital bone. Starting point tonight, folks, will be the lower occipital bone, and then we'll go into the mastoid process, and then we'll be working with the nape. So those are our bones we're working with tonight on our highway. So let's talk about the first product, which excites Rachel a lot. So we're going to be working tonight with Fat Muck Blowout Mousse. So let's just, while I'm doing this, let's go on to Rachel. Tell us about the product.
Yeah, I absolutely love this product. I struggle with really frizzy hair, and I've not found a mousse that doesn't make my hair less frizzy but also makes it go all crunchy, apart from this product. That's exactly what it does. It gives me really great definition, but I don't get that horrible crispy sort of feel to my hair where it kind of looks over defined. This doesn't do that. It makes it look beautiful. I get really shiny waves, but without that. And I would recommend it to anyone, especially if you've got curly hair that's a little bit frizzy like mine. You need this product in your life. It's fantastic.
That's quite an endorsement, thank you very much. So for Mark's watching tonight, I had nothing to do with that. That is literally Rachel's own words. She's been to me twice and had a haircut. She took the product away and really, really impressed. So again, it's a lovely product to work. As Nick McCaffrey knows, you take a golf club ball size of it, and a golf ball size, literally, you can see what it's like to work with. A lot of people that see this, while I take the product and comb it through the hair, think, why are you doing that? Well, first of all, bring the camera on to me, that's it. Everyone likes theatre. That's what hairdressing's all about, it's theatre. So that's one thing. The second thing is, if you put this product into a glass and let it dissolve, it will turn into conditioner. So it's actually conditioning the hair whilst I'm working with it. Thirdly, a great thing is you are actually able to see the natural fall as I'm cutting it, which is really important. And the last thing is, there's no real product wastage because you're combing it into the roots and you're combing it into the hair, so it's actually a nice technique. So if you've never done it as a hairdresser before, I strongly recommend that you do that. Right, we're going to work from the apex, the apex down to the mastoid process. Another good thing is you can actually put clean sections in the hair, so the product actually allows you to put clean sections into the hair nicely, because again, clean sections, clean haircut. As with anything, it's discipline. You'll see discipline tonight on this haircut, which I know you're pleased about hearing that. Sitting there, it's better than having a wonky line. Wait till you see this.
Always reassuring.
It is, isn't it? Let's get some more names, Dad. Who's on there?
Nick McCaffrey.
Nick McCaffrey. Put him on. Yeah! Nice to see Nick. Hope you're okay. Hope Sharon's alright. Let us know where you are tonight. Are you in Newark tonight? We need to
Sharon
know.
McCaffrey.
Oh, Sharon McCaffrey. Hi, Sharon. Hope you had a great birthday, sweetheart.
Samantha Middleton.
Is that one of your friends? But Samantha, hello. Let me know if any friends come on. Just tell me and I'll spin you around. Say hello.
Tracy Connolly.
Tracy Connolly, hello darling, nice to see you. I am so looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And your friend if she's watching as well, so I'm really looking forward to it. This is live, this is how I look now. I'll look probably no different when I see you tomorrow. But I'm looking forward very much to coming to Northampton. Northamptonshire, sorry. which will be
Matthew
absolutely brilliant.
Sidwell.
Matthew Sidwell, good to see you. I need to know if you're alright, because I've not heard from you for a long time, so I need to know if you're still positive and
Nicky
you're taking the
Casey.
advice of what I said. Nikki Casey, nice to see you tonight. I hope you're okay, Nikki. It's all
Philip
good.
James.
Philip James, well, what can I say? Great menswear place. The shoes are Philip James tonight. These are yours tonight. Selling the suits tonight. I'm wearing it tomorrow night for the Masons. The black one, I need to save it for best. But no, that's where I get all my suits from. Absolutely beautiful. Really nice clothes there. So nice to see you tonight. I'm guessing Philip's on tonight and Claire. Great place. Right, so we start with the occipital bone going through to the mastoid process again. It's clean sections. You'll see that I work with my thumb in the place. So when I say that, I'm actually going from where the starting point is through to the thumb. The thumb really is in the position just to allow me to get a shape. You'll see I'm putting this down at a slight angle when I'm drawing it. So when I say a slight angle, most people tend to go with at college, it's a real tight angle. We'll talk about that in a second. There is a reason why I do that, because you have to try and get a straight line when you start. Like I said, clean sections, clean haircut. Hopefully these do look very clean. I've got the scissors, that's it. Please may I have my scissors. Thank you, pretty lady. Right, so you'll see, as we said earlier on, at college they generally teach you to do this, which is fine, no problem at all. But you see I'm slightly open down. Now what will happen is when I comb this down in a minute, it will be slightly at an angle because it's telling me to go down at an angle. Now if you cut hair with each corner bending slightly, so it's got a slight bend in it, when it's dry it will go straight. If you cut it dead straight, it will flare up on the edges. So that's the reason why I've got that curve, because then it allows me to cut that to create that, and that's how it works. That's the perfect straight line. So we'll segregate it into 3 sections. Some of you may do that already, some of you may not. If you're a non-hairdresser and you've never seen this before, well, welcome to my world, the way it works. So, fine section on the comb, we're just going straight in now, keeping it level with the hand, and just take off a good couple of inches there. Okay, so now, literally combing down at an angle, and literally just taking off. You see that slight bend? Just make sure it's okay, because again, when you're leaning the comb onto the section, you just have to make sure that everything's really into place, so it just stays perfect. Okay, so now just coming through, taking the dead ends off, and you can just see there. So what we've got now is in fact a slight curve, which you can just see coming through. Check it off, make sure everything's level. Because again, sometimes people's arms tend to relax a bit too much, so you just need to get that perfect. Because again, it's got to be absolutely spot on. Right, so now at this point you go straight into taking your next section, which is the upper occipital bone. We're going to go straight into the apex.
Dan Tranter.
Dan Tranter, nice to see you with us tonight. I need to ask you a quick question actually, Dan. I am doing a charity James Bond night. I need to ask you about borrowing an Aston Martin, maybe for that, and some supercars, definitely that McLaren. I'll be in touch with you tomorrow. I hope you're well, having a good holiday if you're away. I hope Mrs. Tranter's alright. I'll be in touch with you anyway. I need to come and see you to get a photograph of the vest. Alright, my friend. But,
Nicky Casey.
I'll contact you tomorrow. Nicky Casey, hello. Are you okay, Nicky?
Sylvia Ellis.
Sylvia Ellis, hello Sylvia, big Sylvia. Nice to see you tonight. Ex-hairdresser. Yeah, that's it you say. It's all good. Right, 3 sections again. I segregate it all into 3 sections. So yeah, Dan Tranter there from DT Performance Cars. Good to see you with us tonight. It's all good. All the local people. So we're on national and international, it's good. Slight curve now just to get it perfect. At least you've not got your shoelace undone tonight, Dad. That's good. It makes a big difference, it does. At least you won't be tripping over.
Yeah. Leanne Jones.
Leanne, nice to see you. Congratulations on the baby. You need to come and see me. Hope you're okay.
Gary Mealing.
Gary, hope you're okay, my friend. Thank you so much for your sponsorship, and we need to get you in here. You need to be in this chair. Hope you're okay. So you can see now we've got a slight curve in the back, so we're okay there. So now we're going to go through the sides, connecting into the rest of the cut. So I'm going to go from the apex through to the recession area, crossing over the parietal ridge. I think the names of the bones. I remember when I stood on stage and did it for the first time. I had to learn them for 2 weeks, and then I night, then I had to repeat them and thought, oh, thank God for that, I've got through it. Then I said, has anybody got a question? And somebody in the audience said, yeah, can you give me the names of the bones again? Since then I've never forgotten them. Sometimes it does you good to challenge yourself. If you haven't got the names of the bones, you've never heard of them before, rewind the video back and write them down so that you've got them, because again, it sounds really impressive when you say this to a guest when they come in. I didn't learn the bones in the school till later on in my career, but it's always good to know these things, because then when you're talking to a client you can actually come out with it and it sounds really good. And I know it's right because I've tested myself out on a doctor once, and I just thought I shall see if it's right. Okay, you can see now just bringing this down, bringing everything back just to make sure everything's level, and that just keeps everything nice and clean. Okay, so now I'm just going to come around to this side. Again, it repeats itself. This time we're going to go through from the apex, crossing over the parietal ridge to the recession. So again, the more you use this terminology, the easier it gets. Rather than saying to a client, I'm going to now take this section from this section to this section, it just sounds better when you say names of the bones in the skull. Right, so this really is the last piece now, just to make sure that the base of the cut's right, because the base of the cut dictates the rest of the haircut. And then of course we go through then to doing the sides and going to doing the razoring another track. But you were thinking that. Offshore chicane.
I'm trying not to move my head too much.
It's fine, it's all right. I told you it's relaxed, you can talk if you want to.
Our international viewers.
Okay. Good evening to our international viewers tonight. It's good to have you with us this evening. I hope you're well. You know the names, Dad. Can you pronounce the names?
I'm not going to attempt to.
Okay. Good evening. It's nice to have you with us. I'll try and speak to you later when I see the names pop up. It's good. It's all good. So you can now see again, everything's got to be really clean when you're doing this, because again, like I said earlier on, clean sections, it really makes a massive difference. So because we're filming in 4K, you should really see all the definition, you should see everything on there. Every strand of hair should be visible. Right, so we've got now...
Split ends.
Oh,
They're being cut off.
Well done. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good recovery, that one. Very, very good recovery. I like it. Okay, so we're now just making sure everything's level. Again, it's really important. So there we are, we've got the back, the base, which again is really, really important. Slight curve in it. For the blow dry later. Just check the front, and there it is. Okay. We've got a nice smile, so we've not got to worry there. Just turn you slightly this way, I said. Just easier for the camera. When you work with the camera, it's a bit easier. Right, so it's apex through to the mastoid process again, which is on the back of the ear.
Arthur Mason.
Arthur Mason! What a hero, the Iron Man of Hinckley. Great to see him, my friend. That's the guy who trained me how to run. Oh. Chris Wells! Woo! Rem, I really enjoyed myself. Nice to see you on there, Chris. Hope you're really well, my friend. We need to get in touch soon. Hope everybody's okay down there. Say hello to everybody at Sound Successful, mate. It's good to see that you're with us in that respect. Right, so all the areas are segregated now, because again, with this, what tends to happen is that if you, let's say, put the hair from the back into the front, you'll then start to create a V in the back. So we use this as a discipline. So now I'm going to use a razor blade, just to be different, but it actually produces a nice effect. Some people use a pair of scissors. I prefer using a razor. I use a real tight edge just through there, as opposed to a thinning edge. Now, you have to remember hair shrinks, so you want it a slight bit longer. Now, this is going to be a C-shaped curve, so we're going to go in on a C-shape, short to long. So it's going to go slightly below the mouth, 0 elevation, cutting the razor towards me, and what I'm doing then is dragging the hand as I'm doing it. That will allow me to create the length, or preserve the length, I should say. So, let's go straight in, and it's just nice and clean all the way through. As I said, you're literally just coming through it now, keeping it all nice and clean, keep the fingers moving as you're doing it, everything glides nicely. You put a nice sharp blade in, it makes it a lot easier. You shouldn't even feel this, it should just be gliding through. Was it gliding through? Was it pulling?
Not at all.
I was going to say,
very smooth.
It's pulling. Very
really
smart.
Smooth.
Big mate, hopefully he's watching tonight. Andy Hardy.
Not on yet.
Not on yet. Ooh, it's not a lot. Big mate and Limbery Atkinson. They'll be on Smoth. maybe on at some point, and Grace. Okay,
Jason Harris.
Jason Harris. Let's say hello to Jason.
Hi, Jason.
There you go. So you can see the shape now from short to longs there. So let's just come around the inside. Jason Harris, there you go. Got your fingers on tonight. That's good, right? Just keep your head looking straight. That's it, it's perfect. So now at this point we need to look for the clue on what we've just cut. So you can see there's a clue just below the mouth. What we've gone for, and I'm going straight in again. It's repeated the process. So we're going straight in, slice in. We just turn the camera slightly this way for you, for the camera. So it just makes it easier. A lot of people will be looking at this now thinking it looks quite dramatic. It does when you're doing it. It's great because it just creates. You can really see that curve as you're doing it. That's the beautiful thing. Jackie Vera, nice to see you with us tonight. Hope you're okay, Jackie.
Megan, Pickering.
Megan Pickering.
Yeah.
Woo! Nice to see you there tonight, Megan. Hope you're okay. You sure it's not Jessica Pickering on there? It's Megan Pickering.
Sita Daniel.
Sita Daniel. Hello, nice to see you with us tonight. As you can see the shape now coming through. So the beautiful thing about this is you really do see the graduation. Right, now what happens is between the sides and the back you get a slight change of difference. So you get something called a piece here that sticks out, which we just don't want disconnection. So that's the secret. We want to get rid of the disconnection. So I'm just going to take that off, use the blade just to take that out. That blends the two together, otherwise what you get then is a difference between the two. You can see comfortably where we're going. Just move you back around this way. It's a nice thing about these chairs, you see the move. I can just move you around to the camera. When I'm doing live on stage, it's great, because again with that you can move people around. Right, so here we go. There's the definition. My definition is this. My definition. Here it is. Take that off. Okay, so you look in the mirror, you can now see the shape. And it's balanced both sides, which is even better. You don't even look way
Yeah, I'm very grateful.
I didn't study 31 years of hairdressing to cut wonky hair. But yeah. Right, so we're now going to go back in again to the apex, to the master process. Again, it's quite a popular section this is. So now we've done the front part, we need to leave that alone before we do layering. We're now going to do the back section. So this is where it gets even more technical now, because we're going to be doing a layer that creates shape in the side. So I'm just seeing where he's going at the moment. He's shuffling around. He's going to give me the old shuffle in a minute. He shimmers to the left, he shimmers to the right. So we go down now to the occipital bone, which is the protruding bone in the skull, through to the mastoid process. Now this is the first section. So what we're going to do with this now is a layer. Now it's a travelling guide, which means that the layer will be slightly shorter in the corners, which will allow Rachel to put more body into the side of the hair. So the way we're going to achieve it is, most people go in with a hard straight edge layer. We're going to do a layer that replicates the razor. So we're using the scissors to cut into the comb, which creates a soft effect, and what we're after is something like a jagged edge. So it's an invisible layer. The way I'm going to do it is by means of flicking the scissors. Now let's just move around this way. So what we'll do is we'll just literally just lift it up so you can see it. So as I pull this out now, it's called a stroking technique, one of my favourite techniques. So the hair has to stay at the right height, pull it back. This is the length which needs to be preserved. To go any shorter than that and you start losing the length. So it has to be preserved. And all we'll do then is lift it out, using the tips of the blades and then just flicking it in. So literally just flick the blade and you should now be able to see, as I'm cutting it, it's literally creating a straight line in terms of the amount coming off. But it's a jagged edge the way it's done, and what you get then as a result, you can see how that creates that natural movement in the hair. So it's layering from that's the length and that's the shortness. Most of you hopefully will look at that and think, wow, that looks amazing. I still think that now, many years after doing it. Now we're going to move through to 7 o'clock, drop the length, and then we go back into it again. I can come back at this at any time, so I can stop and answer a phone and then come back. The idea is you're in control when you're doing it. Now we're going to move around slightly again. So we're coming round, drop the length, and then we go back in again, remembering to keep the hair at the same height all the time as we're doing it. My wife has the pleasure of knowing what this technique is, because when I was learning it, I was doing this haircut in the living room in front of a DVD for 6 months, just so I could perfect it. And And obviously the proof of the pudding is practice makes perfect, which now I can put this in front of you and you can see it tonight. But again, it encourages curl. You can use it on short hair, long hair. See the layer just slightly there. Right, let's just go around. You stay where you are, it's fine. Stay there, Dad, it's fine. Stage right. Okay, so that's it, everything's in place. Flick it off. I'm going to move around slightly, so we've just got to move the chair because we're staying in the same place with the camera. Okay, so now we come through. Save a bit of length there. Take a little bit off. Good job, these scissors are nice and smooth for this.
Yeah, not feeling it at all.
Well, that's the thing, you see, you have to make sure you've got regularly serviced scissors, which again just makes a big difference. Now we should be at the corner of the chair and the master process. Okay, so really all it is, it's a flicking motion. It's a bit like wielding from the 70s, so you should see that layer just there as it's moving. Again, the fat muck blowout moves allows us to see this shape as we're doing it, which is the beauty of it. Right, we'll halve this now. So we'll go upper occipital bone. You know all these names. You'll remember them all. It's quite
I'll be dreaming about occipital bones.
Occipital bone. That's right. Wait till you go around and start looking at people's hairs on graduated bobs and say, oh look, that's been cut to the occipital bone.
I'll have to try that one.
It is quite funny actually. You will do it. Right, so now we've got, again, the next section. What we're going to do now is replicate what we've just done. So we're going to literally take the hair, pull it out. Again, nice clean sections, pull it out. So we're looking for two things. Number one, we're looking for this to be level to the head. Number two, when that starts to drop, which it is now, that's where we're cutting to on the layer. And then all we do then is take it out. You should really see that layer now, just there, creating its own natural feel. So now we're going to turn to the side. So we're going to go into 7 o'clock. So we're going to turn around there because remember it's a moving guide. As it drops, we go straight back into it again and start to cut. You can do this on wet or dry hair. It creates, I think, more impact when it's on wet hair because people don't anticipate you're going to do this. But yeah, it's a real party piece of mine, this is. So I use it on gents' hair, you can use it on short hair, you can move your position of your fingers around as long as you know what you're doing with it, you're fine. So i.e. you could turn your hand upside down, flick over the top, flick to the side, flick upside down, as long as you know the technique, you're fine with it. And also watch your knuckles because you are looking to turn the scissor away from your knuckle. I only go to my second knuckle, you can see that, because that's the discipline. If you go past your second knuckle, then you will cut yourself. You can really see the movement in that now, as it's coming alive. Wait till you see the video. See it all come. It's beautiful because it is such a living thing, and you can see the beauty of how the hair moves. And that's one of the reasons I like being a hairdresser, because as you start to move hair around, it starts to create this beautiful, like painting. It's a unique masterpiece to that person, creating something for their lifestyle. Because as hairdressers, you have to ask key dialogue questions. You know, do you tie your hair back? What kind of job do you do? Have you got an active life? You know, so you have to think about all these things. Okay, so we can now see the shape coming slowly. Everything's coming into the full nicely. Right, here we go. So, next section, we go back up to where it was taken earlier. So, apex to master process now. If you had more hair, really thick head of hair, you would then take a lot more sections out of it. So you have to decide yourself what's working in that respect. The hair obviously here is fine, but there's a lot of it. So that's why I've chose to do 3 sections. Okay, again, you can see that's the length of it. As it drops, here we go. Just take it off and then right to the end. You have to really hang on to it right to the very end. So if you don't and let go, it'll be too long on the layer. So that's the discipline. Really hang on to it. Grip it right to the very end. And then you can see the layer just coming in. And again, you don't want to go too crazy with it, but enough just so it just comes off. Okay. And then again, now just through the last few sections, again, wait till it drops, take it off. By going shorter on the corners, this is what gives it the shape. If we pulled it all back like a square drawer in a wardrobe, you'd have the edges would be heavy, and that would be then just hanging down, but instead you get a stronger shape, and that's why we decided to do this, which now you'll see that shape really comes through and you can really see the movements in it naturally. It really does look beautiful. I love it, honestly. I'll get really excited about it all day. It's good. Okay, next section. So now we have to replicate what we've done on the other side. So I'm not getting excited, but we've also got to do the same on this side. Otherwise it'll look like a wonky haircut. No doubt Wazza's looking at what we're doing to his girlfriend tonight, seeing the haircut as it's being created. At least you get a chance to see the finished article later, which is nice, and you'll see what's gone into it. So, you know, it's a lot of work goes into hair. Any hairdresser, I salute you, because it is a very, very challenging job to do. Everybody's hair's different, everybody's character's different. As we all know, I adapt my personality 14 times a day when people come in, so you just have to work with the people, work with the hair, and that's why you have to make sure you've got the right techniques. Okay, so there's the whole of the back section. Now we're going to bring the sides into it. So what happens now is each section is segregated and brought back to the corner of the chair. So we still do exactly the same as what we've just done. So we'll just turn the chair slightly so I've got enough space from the camera. And then all this comes into this corner where we are now, so nothing moves, we stay right in the master process and in the corner of the chair. Just to make sure the shape's there, and then when we run out of hair, that's when we have to then move on to the next part. Just make sure everything's clean, keep your sections really tidy when you're doing it. Get that little kink just there, that's it.
There's always a few.
Knot. That's it, there we go. And then just pull it out, take the tiny bit. Anybody else joined us, Dad?
Yes, many people.
Let's get those many people.
Ali Thorpe,
Ali Thorpe, nice to see you tonight.
Amanda Jane,
Amanda Jane. Nice to see you tonight, Amanda Jane. Hope you're okay.
Abby Quinn,
Abby Quinn.
Laura Turner,
Laura Turvey. Nice to see you tonight, Laura. Hope you're okay.
Sarah White,
Hello, Sarah White. I'm guessing Nidge is with you as well. Nice to see you there. Thanks for your kind words of the day on the half marathon with Glenda. You see we're going well at the moment. Everything's working good with the marathon.
Martin Ada Verge,
Martin, nice to see you with us tonight. Hope you're okay. He's from Germany. Good to see you there.
Melanie Armstrong,
Melanie Armstrong. Hello, Melanie. Hope you're okay. It's good. It's nice to see everybody on tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. It's really good. Got a nice little audience tonight.
Lee Glasgow,
Lee Glasgow. What can I say? Well, it's the man himself when it comes to pictures. You the man. Literally. Lee, I'd like to see those pictures what you took of me on the dance floor at Slider's wedding. I've not seen them yet. I'd like to see them.
Slider,
Slider being Richard. That's what I call him at work. I hope you're okay, and Mrs. Glasgow as well, Lisa. Hope she's okay. It's always good to see you tune in. I like your videos when you come on, a bit risque, it's good. Always good fun. Okay, so you can now see the shape, what we've got. So now it's starting to come alive and change the whole thing. It starts to look like a different head of hair. So make sure we're level. Okay, so now, again, for the last time, we're going mastoid, so apex to mastoid process. Now what we're going to do is the top layer. So we've only done the back layers, we're going to go through to the top. Like I said to you, there's a lot of physical work involved in this. You're amazed, aren't you?
That's why you got good muscles.
That's what I'm working on. That's down to Jeremy Saxon, that is. Right, so this part now, we have to lift it up and then slice into it, because again we're replicating what would be a 45-degree layer. So if you pull it down too much, it will drag, and we don't want to drag it. Let's just come around this way. You can film from the side, that'll make it easy for you. So I'm going to move around now, like sections in a orange. So now lift it up a bit. So remember, you have to lift that up high in the air, flick the blade in as we're doing it, and then that just basically just slices it out. So you see, it's all about fingers and thumbs on this one. Again, up in the air slightly. This is the corner on the first one. Okay, so there's your first part. And all you do then is when you check this out, you go into the quadrant, which is a whole corner. Remember, it was rounded, so you're going to lift that up slightly. Make sure it's level. It should look like a tachograph in a truck which is more of a jagged edge. So that's what you're looking for. Right, this side now we go back round to the way we did it. So we've got the first corner done already. So now just go into it again. This is a great track coming in now. I'd love to cut live to this on stage. Wait till it gets going in a minute. You'll love it. It's 3 letters, it's awesome, this is. It's baby. There you go. It's great to cut to on stage, this.
It's the bass, isn't it?
It is the bass, yeah.
Very
I do love a bit of
basic.
bass. That's it. That's it. Okay, so now you can see the back section is completed. We'll now go through on the next quadrant, just to lift it up, and you can see there's only a few hairs there, strands if that, which proves that the cutting's nice tonight. Right, so let's go through this next part. So we're going to be working with the parietal ridge. We're into the last few parts of the cut now, before we start to blow dry. So we now lift the hair up, and we use the parietal ridge as a segregation. Just keep it all clean. So lift it up, take a little clue from the back, because we need a clue to see where we're going with the layer. So we go up in the air. Now the secret with this is keep the arm straight when you do it, and then literally bring the scissor in at an angle and slice. So when you've got to watch your fingers on this part, because it's really important. So just literally in there, and then literally, again, it's really important, hand position, body position is really, really important. Now we're going to round it out. That's the length on the top, that's the length of the sides, and then really we're just taking the weight out just in the middle, which is the tiniest amount, and again we just replicate that all the way to the front. So now just lifting it up again, keeping it clean till you get to the top. What you don't want to be doing is doing sections like that. You need to be keeping it tight, keep the tension on, and then literally you can see I'm putting the blade in at the side angle. The more you put it in on the top, you'll be only taking tiny pieces out. So you need to be putting it in at an angle, and it just makes a big difference. Okay, so just comb through, so because it's drying out now, you can really see. Obviously sometimes it's a little bit harder to cut. So then we've just got a tiny amount there, take that out. Okay, last section towards the front, lift that up, keep the arm straight. It's all about the arm being straight for this part. See, there's no stress on my back whatsoever, because again it's all about well-being as a hairdresser. You've got to think, if you've been doing it a while, like I have, you need to be thinking about how your body's going to be, how your arms are going to be, and your back's going to be. Literally from when you start, you need to be thinking about the future of your hairdressing. Right, so now we go back into the parietal ridge again. It segregates it, everything goes square up on this top part. So there's nothing there needs cutting, which is nice. Nice layering. Always reassuring that one. Okay, slightly rounded on this one.
I always trust you, Scott.
Thank you. Just a little bit there, and we're done on that. So side one completed, and you can see there's a lot of movement in it. It's starting to look interesting. You catch a little glimpse there as you're going around. There's the layer. Right, so now we're going to come through here, looking for the segregation, which is again on the parietal ridge, to replicate the other side. Take a slight clue from the back. Up we go in the air, and then slightly in at an angle as we're cutting, just to make sure everything's all nice and clean. You're only going to go to the second knuckle, because if you go past that you will cut yourself. So it's really, really important. And then again, just through this section, which is the roundness. Again, you have to remember, you go into the parietal ridge, which is the most important part, so that's your parietal ridge. If you go past that, you will lose the uniform layer of what you're doing. Which of course, if Chloe's watching this tonight, she knows what a uniform layer is, because she's just passed her apprenticeship yesterday, 4 months ahead of when she should do. The uniform layer was last cut. If you're watching tonight, Chloe, well done, I'm really proud of you. It's the first one to finish in the class, 4 months ahead of everybody else. How cool is that?
That was really good.
Says a lot, doesn't it? Absolutely says a lot. It's brilliant. So there we go, we're coming up now to the last few snips. We're just going to go through the top. Take this off again. It's all about the scissors, making sure the scissors are nice scissors you use. Keep them serviced well, otherwise you'll be cutting and then you'll end up wondering why you're taking chunks out yourself. Okay, so it always looks dangerous when I cut, when you watch it with it so close to the fingers, but it's all about the theatre. That's what it's all about. Okay, so there we go. We'll come through the side panel now. Last piece on the roundness, keeping it nice and clean as you're doing it, removing the weight. It's almost like triangles of weight that come out. As Dad knows, it's different cutting ladies' hair to men's hair, isn't it, Dad?
Tell me about it.
And that's it. Okay, everything goes square up now, just make sure it's level. And below the parietal ridge is slightly rounded, so I'll try to ravel you up, that's it. And then just slightly round it out, just to make sure everything's level. There we go. So that's the last part of the cut complete. So what we've got now is a one length haircut, internal layering all the way through the sides, layering onto the face, and we've got a really nice natural finish. So we now bring into the next part. In fact, we'll use this actually. Let's bring in some Fat Muck volumizing spray just to damp everything down. This actually has bubbles in it when you spray it, which is really interesting, which promotes a lot of body. Also, it contains panthenol.
Oh, it smells good.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's a really nice smell. Contains a bit of panthenol as well, so it fattens the hair up a bit. It's quite nice. So you think with panthenol, what happens is this is a strand of hair. It's quite a thick strand of hair, but the panthenol attaches itself to the outer part of the hair shaft, which then fattens it out. And that's how it works. It's really quite clever. Last product to use before we blow dry is 21 Miracle Lotion. This adds shine, volume, absolutely everything in one hit. So just a couple of squirts there. It's a nice light cream, and then what you do then is just run it through. Now what we're going to be doing here is literally drying the hair out with a paddle brush.
James Butler.
James Butler. Ooh, nice to see you on there. I hope you're behaving yourself. If you're with Sam tonight, a good evening, Sam. I know that you're not with Dan Connor, because Dan Connor's already been on earlier on, but Jamie, I hope you're behaving yourself.
Too much monkey business.
That's right, Major. So, that's an Elvis song. So we'll go. Dad met Elvis 20 years ago. That's the combination of it. You see. So,
That's a claim to fame.
it is a massive claim to fame in Las Vegas as well,
Yeah.
twice. So you can see that going through now, you just break it up, but you can really see the cut now. It's actually coming alive on there. So what we'll do now is we'll dry it. So we'll do a casual blow dry and then go into it with the Fat Muck styling stick afterwards. So the idea is now, just remove this for you just to make it comfortable. So off that comes, is that a bit better?
Yeah, lovely.
A little bit lighter. So remove that later, a little bit one sheet. One sheet is plenty. Right, so you can see now I'm going to go. I'm going to start Nicolas Cage that bar. You see now I'm just going to grab the airflow as it's coming through, and the idea is we're looking to try and make the hair shaft lie a little bit more smoother. So this is why we do it. If you dry hair with your head upside down in the morning, it makes the hair look very matty and dull. So a simple definition.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, a simple definition, this is a hair shaft. What happens is you dry it, this is your hair shaft, hello? Come over here, thanks. Right, so the cuticles in the hair stick up and lie smooth. So when you shampoo the hair, as you know, it lifts the cuticle up, it cleanses the hair, and the conditioner makes it lie smooth, which then reflects the light and gives it a nice look. The same principle with a blow dry. If you blow dry upside down, it lifts the cuticle, it gives it a matty look. You blow dry the way I'm blow drying it now, the cuticles lie smooth, it looks like glass, and really gives it a nice shine. So that's basically how that works. Something simple but also very effective. Every day's a school day, that's right. That's what we're doing now. We're actually drying it in a downward motion and allowing that technique to work. Because then you start to see the change already and the shine starts to appear slowly. But the idea is you're starting the process right from the word go. And there's a lot to think about, but it all comes together. All of it. Right, just keep it all going nicely. Just keep the flow going nicely with the fingers. Again, we're going to be bringing the star stick into this later. You can see that shine now, come on. I'm doing this. We're actually physically grabbing the airflow and putting it onto the hair. Then just finishes the hair off this front side so I can see. Here we are, side 2. That's it, player 2 has entered the game. Nice. This is quite interesting, the science of hair. There's a lot involved in it. The Chardonnay Lavender come on tonight. You've seen her come on, Chardonnay Lavender. Does she come on now? She normally comes on over there. With Kerry. Nice to see you, Kerry. There it is, look. It's good.
Johnny Weston.
Johnny Weston, good to see you, brother. Hope you're okay. Probably see you tomorrow. Jane, oh, nice to see you. Hope you're okay. Woo! Feels good you're all on tonight. called plants in French. Nice to see you, Bradley. Nice to see you on there. I'll have to get your hearing aid in a minute and borrow it. Alright, so now we're ready to start blow drying with a brush. So, just get an attachment for the dryer. I'm quite sort of old school the way I dry. I like to dry with a nozzle attachment. It just basically concentrates the flow. Now you can see that layer already, how it's sort of lying in. If that was smoothed out, you'd see everything would lie perfectly smooth. You wouldn't see layers on. So it looks quite smooth, or as Big Mate says, not. Good and bad part of it already. Right, so here we go. Just on the stairs. You have to just make sure you've got your flow right on your nozzle. And all this does now is just concentrates the airflow. You're purely working with one of the easiest brushes we can work with, which is a alternative scalp massage brush, or as we know it as a paddle brush. And we're after something like a nice relaxed look. We're not after anything that's too perfect looking, because in a minute we're going to straighten this out with the style stick and make it wavy. So the idea is it's just blow dry a little bit more, put the brush in, stick it up. Truck and trailer technique this is. The brush is the truck, the drives the trailer. Where the truck goes, the trailer follows. Very American that is, but it's true.
Good way of putting that.
Just nice and simple. And get to the bottom, elevate it slightly, let it cool off, and then take the brush off and you just get that nice finish. A lot of people tend to not complete the blow dry properly, because what happens is when everything don't sit right, something like that, it's just a nice way of finishing it off. If it gets difficult to blow dry from the roots, just put your roots in there with the brush. It just literally just helps you through a bit with the brush, and then all you do then is finish it out, and it just comes in nicer. Just doing these little techniques just make a big difference when you blow dry. A lot of people tend to blow dry from dripping wet. That's fine. Probably give you arm-ache. It's better to just take the moisture out first. Use the brush as a finishing technique. And it just gives it a nice finish. Put the dryer on. You can see now. Again, just with using just the simplest brush, it just gives it a really nice finish. Again, I'm quite OCD about what I'm doing, so as with most hairdressers, you never forget the way you've been taught, because again, it's what it's all about. Bad technique, bad cut. And the finish, I think, is equally as important as a good haircut. It is, it's so important. When you watch this, you'll be thinking,
John,
hey, spun it.
turn it round.
Spun it around, oh it is it? Look, hold on, which way are you going? Oh no, you've done it now.
What's that?
I don't know, because you've just touched the wrong thing. Oh, there, hold on. He wants to get himself on it. At least you know it's live. You know what to touch and what not to touch now.
Turn the camera.
Don't touch it. Come on, you're doing so well. It's panic. That'd be hilarious, that bit of film, because you just see the panic in his face. On it. That's it. If it's not his shoelaces, it's his hands. That's it. Right, so diagonal back sections now. That's good, you need to get a little bit of fame there, Dad. Well done. It's not me help, it's doing the last thing. There you go. So again, this is a nice technique to give a little bit more body on the side. So right, fine. So now we just come into this. Bring it around towards the face, elevate it slightly, let it cool off. You can see then where you are on the stairs, you just see that. Around the front, you can see the front, that's it. See that technique, it just shows really what's going on with the cut. That's it, it keeps moving around. And now we just lift it up a bit more. You'll see this again in a minute when I do it. You just have to be able to move around. Here comes the song, children. Again, draw it on the roots first, just to make sure that you've got everything right. You before you go on it. Again, you can see how the product's working now. Really smoothing it out on the top. I'll get the control with the brush in a minute. Just get the roots finished first. So, really see that shine and feels so smooth as well. It's just more smog, as Big Mate calls it. On predictive text, it loses the zero and it comes out as smog. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to move around there, so you're going to come this way. There. One round. Okay, so now the dry goes on. Elevated side, let it cool, take it off. Then all of a sudden you start to see the cut really showing itself. There it is, because you're turning the brush to the side. You're turning the brush to the side, you can really start to see the cut as it's starting to show itself. Obviously when we start in a minute we won't see any of that. A little bit more. So through to the front, slightly hold it, let it cool, take it off. And then all of a sudden we've got the finish coming through. This is a very natural finish, very casual finish. Spin you around so you can see what's going on. Very natural. Before we do the blow dry with the feet. The cable's quite small, but it's not that right fast. Just get it in the right position in the camera. Set. Section. Set. Right, okay, so here we go. Back in the game. Again, we've done half of it, so now we're going to go through the other half. All we're doing now is just using the dryer as an iron on the brush. Very physical when you do this. So again, it's just a question of we're not looking for it to be perfect. We're only looking for it to look natural. So it's just sitting in position. Remember, this is the first stage of two. You'll see in a minute when I'll go in there with the style stick, a little bit more different. Make sure the nozzle's in the right position. Again, just makes a big difference. It is a question of setting yourself up to win. The easier you make this look, you put it into position, the easier it is. When you come to finish. Okay, so. Now we're coming towards the top. Have you learned a lot tonight? Have you learned a lot tonight?
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
I do.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot involved in it.
It's really shiny already.
It is. This is when it gets ready.
And I struggle with that with my hair because it's so frizzy.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to get shiny.
You have a feel of that?
Amazing.
And that's not even got the finished effects on it yet. We've still got the style sticks on. Right, in the way then. So back in the game with this paddle brush. Just switch around on it. I can just go in there. It's nice. See what's going on. It's working. Set. There's a bit more flex, let's say. Right, so now I'm back into the top just to make sure that everything's all nice and dry and clean and finish. That's it. Using it silver. There we go. It's always nice when you see this because when we do the finish in a minute it will look completely different. It will look really shiny when we do the photographs. Again, it all adds to what it's all about. I deliberately do this a little bit so it looks a bit more static. So when you come to see the finish with the style stick, it will make a big difference. Right, so there we go. Again, just get more control. The nice thing with a brush like this is it's got a big space. You can really, really dry it out quick. So there we go. Now you can see where we're going. So we'll go through to the side in a minute. So there we go. Now we'll come through to this. Again, it's diagonal back. We're going to up at a diagonal back, which is that coming down. So back to the wall. So here we go. So there's a lot of bending going on. It's not a long flex on it. Here we go. So through the front. Pulling it through. Again. Round towards the face. Let it pull. Take it off. And starts the curve. Same principle. A nice little twist on there. Lots of people tend to still struggle with that finish where they're going with that haircut, so just by using that technique it's quite nice. This is ambidextrous now, we're going the opposite way with the brush. On the other hand, again, many years ago, back in the 80s when I learnt to blow dry, I taught to blow dry with the other hand as good as the right, I can blow dry with the left. Again, it's all in the blow dry. A lot of people tend to cheat and just roughly dry the roots out and then put straighteners on, which is okay, but I just think it all comes off a good blow dry. Dry off the roots makes a massive difference. And switch. There we go again. Right. Okay, so now just put a load of hair. Is coming with the camera. Hello, little friend. Nice to see you there. How's your hands? Oh, good. You're doing well. So I thought it'd work out for you. Yeah. Probably something there. Pretty cool with my little friend. Okay, we go then. So, last few sections now. There we go. Okay, so this way. All of a sudden we can hear ourselves again. That's good. Right, so now we're going to use, after we've been through the dry relationship, the haircut, we're going to bring into the game our next product, which is the muck style stick. Which basically on this, the nice thing is you've got a digital readout. But what's more important is you can see in there the colour, the red lights. That's ionic lights in there, which basically contains like a conditioning infrared finish. So in hair that's got positive energy, which you can see now, we're going to turn it to negative energy, which makes it lie smoother. But obviously we're going to be using these for curling. So while they're heating up, we'll leave those to cook for a minute. Cheers, have a little glass of water.
Got a great curl already. I can see how the front of my hair is really.
Yeah, you can see it's got a
up,
very casual blow dry.
Yeah.
We initially shampooed Rachel's hair with Fat Muck volumizing shampoo and conditioner, so that was the start of it. Right, so now we're going to go through the cut again, just to make sure we've not missed anything. Yeah, you can really see the cut. Which is nice, because if it wasn't cut right, then you'd see it now. So yeah, it's very, very important. Right, so now what we're going to do is go through again, just to make sure that everything's level. Just going to go through there, just make sure that's all perfect.
Gemma Pickering.
Gemma Pickering.
Sorry, Gemma Perrin.
Gemma Perrin.
Sorry.
I'll get a name right in a minute. Hello, Gemma. Nice to see you. Quick, here. Give her a wave now, because you got a name right.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. Who else is on there?
Oh, there's one or two. Johnny Weston.
Johnny Weston, nice to see you, brother. Are you there tomorrow night? That's what I want to know. Are you coming to attend tomorrow night?
Oh.
Then I can pull faces at you from the master's chair tomorrow night, Johnny. Hope you're behaving yourself.
Wayne Mortimer.
Wayne, nice to see you. Wayne, hope you're okay.
Lynn Marie Atkinson.
Woo! Lynn Marie Atkinson, yeah. That means big mates on there also. And Grace and Cara as
David
well.
Beckwith.
It's good. David Beckwith, good to see you, big man. Hope you're okay. Good to see you on there tonight. We're waiting for Lynn Marie Atkinson. The big question is, Lynn, how is your leg, foot, or whatever you broke? I need to know. How are you getting on? So hopefully she'll come up with an answer in a minute. Dad'll see that. We're going to just soften this line. I was waiting for an answer. I think the phone's going to talk to me. That's it.
Sarah Louise Swalker.
Sarah Louise, nice to see you, Sarah Louise. Hope you're okay on there tonight. Just say hello if anybody comes on as your friends.
Yeah, we'll do.
Just get on there, then we'll.
They've all abandoned me.
Oh, I've got no friends. Of course you've got friends. It's nice. Right, so there's the first part.
Probably too busy eating pancakes.
Oh yeah, because it's pancake day.
It
That's
is.
why somebody came in earlier on with a pancake.
Yeah.
I didn't like the look of it, so I said,
Pancake
no
day.
thanks, no, that's it. So now we're just going to twist this over. This is called fanning as we're doing this because it's like a fan.
Pancake day.
That's it. It is. I remember when Mum flipped a pancake in the pan, it popped out and burnt me on the arm. I had to have a product called Germaline.
Your mum when she flicked a pancake in the pan, it come down on the dog's head.
Excellent. Nice. How good is that?
Anyway,
That's
the
good
boxer.
aiming.
Obviously, I
I
was
bet it
really
didn't
young.
last long on his head.
Obviously, I was young at this point. I don't remember it. That was brilliant, Annie's dad. That's brilliant. Oh, Mum takes the abuse. It's a good job she's not watching it tonight. She'd probably give you abuse.
Becky Hamilton Bates.
Becky Hamilton Bates. Hello, nice to see you on there tonight. We're okay. Good to have you joining us this evening. It's all good. A lot of viewers tonight. It's good. Nice. We've had some international and national. It's good. And we've had a lot of hairdressers and non-hairdressers. Right, so our last piece now before we go into the style part, because obviously we used to stop this part, but what we don't do now is we don't stop it, we just keep it going. So everybody knows that we're not cheating at all on anything. So what we're going to do now is literally just go through each quadrant, that's a corner, and just make sure that we've not missed anything. Just lift it up, just to make sure it's all there. See how easy it is to comb through now with the product in. Okay, so now we've got the layers all level. I'm happy with that. So now we're going to go into the correct finish. So here we go. This is where it all changes again. All change. Just get your comb through. Okay, so the first part is we take a section in the bottom. I'm going to start in 4 sections. Actually, probably 3 sections. We'll see how we go. We'll start at the back first. Work our way up. So this is when we really do give the style stick a good run for its money, because you're all thinking now, oh, I know what it's going to do. It's going to pull a section, really smooth it out. I am going to really smooth it out. That's exactly right. But what I want to do instead is something different. We're going to use muck hair lacquer. That's coming into the equation now as well. So we'll be using that in a minute. Pop that over there while we eat it. So here we go then. It's time to use the red light machine. Here we go. So we're now going to go in with the red lights. And here we go. So section 1. Now a lot of people got different techniques about doing this. This is how I'm going to do it tonight. So take a little section. Go in there. First of all, stroke the blade onto that. You can see how shiny it's going to go in a minute. Look how shiny that goes, how smooth. So now we're going to put the blade on, literally bring it out. We're going to roll it in. And literally just let it cook for a few seconds, and then as it cooks away, this is the secret, you unravel it like a corkscrew, and there's the result. It gives you a very relaxed bend, which is what we're after. We're going to be doing the whole hair, and we're going to be spraying it to reinforce it. That's a good word for it tonight, isn't it? Reinforce the curl once it's done. Okay, see the shine already on there, really nice and shiny, nice and smooth. It's looking smoth, big mate. This is. Hopefully it looks smoth on the video as well. You should see it good on 4K tonight. And again, you see just how good these plates are on this, how good it all works. This is a normal salon size plate. Nikki Gower uses this, I know she loves it as well. She's watching. Okay, so there's the first panel. That's yours. Thank you. Okay, spray now in there just to hold it. So obviously we're going to work on every section now till we get to the end of this. So we'll just take a nice, not too much, but a generous section of it. Because again, we want some big curls in here, so that's a nice thing about styling, the style section. Here he comes, he's coming around with the camera. How are we doing, my little friend? Set. In it goes. Now you really see this as a stripe. Plate on it, you can really see the shine. Good track. Carter.
Oh, I love this
Good
track.
tune. Yeah, sampled from American
I've not
Beauty.
heard it for ages.
There you go, you see some classic tunes.
Oh God, American Beauty. Isn't that film
The
crazy,
beauty
isn't it?
attacks, that's it. It's all good. You've been busted. That's it. You're so busted. That's the line. The famous line. That's it, it's good.
remember that it's the carrier bag, isn't it? The music's played to.
You've got it. That's the one. As you can see, this isn't working. You can really see the shine in there as it's coming through. Just gives it a nice finish. Like I said to you, the nice thing is because we use the brush. We could have gone with a round brush, but I thought because we're going with the brush.
It's getting there slowly. Remove the support today and trying to walk properly.
Who said that? Oh, sorry, Lynn. Excellent, sorry. Oh yeah, bless you. I was thinking the support with what the stretch. Yeah, thank you, Lynn. I'm pleased to hear that you're getting there. So that's really good, sweetheart. I'm so pleased. I just thought Dad randomly just tells me. I just thought to myself. That's good. So that is sweetheart. I'm looking forward to seeing you up on your feet again. I know you're coming to see me soon, so we'll have a good little catch up then. But I think you've done well in that respect. Hopefully Grace is looking after you, cooking your meals for you, good training. It is, it's really, really important. Okay, last section. Because of course you'll be getting the sound out of your, is it Samsung, and in for the picture on the iPhone. I know watching Coronation Street is also an option, but it's nice that you watch what we're doing as well tonight. I know you've watched every one and appeared in one as well, which is really impressive to say the least. And Big Mate as well. Hopefully Big Mate's getting on well with his job. Yeah, he's the same. He's watched everyone as well. Big Mate's watched everyone. He's appeared in it as well. And Big Mate's filmed as well. He's actually filmed one of the episodes as well, yeah.
Dedication.
It is dedication. We've got some real dedicated people that watch this. It's nice. It's dedicated clients and friends. It's really nice. Okay, so play that. Now we're on to the next part. You can see it's moving nicely now. As we're getting up there, let's just go through it. Let's just make sure we get a nice amount of hair. Probably if you come round the other side, Dad, you probably. Come on. You come on to the stairs, my little friend. So you need to give me a bit of elbow room though, so I can bend. Okay, that's it. So let's just get a little piece there. You can really see now, real close, which is what we need. Okay, so let's just make sure we've got in a big enough section. That's it. It feels really smooth as well when you touch this. Right, so there we go.
I can't believe how shiny it looks already.
Wait till you see the back in a minute. It's really smooth now, smooth. It's looking really smooth. Big Mate will be thinking that, but you can really see the smooth on it. When you see the video now of the difference between the two, you can really see the difference. It looks really good. A little corkscrew as it just drops out. Yeah, when you see this on playback, it's really something else. It should look really good. The definition should look really good on it. That's it. So I do this just to tease the roots. I think it just makes it sit better. People do it differently in their own way, but I find that this works for me really, really well. I mean, when we're doing wedding hair, this is one of the techniques we use to sort of prep it. I mean, I do still do the occasional little bit of hair up. You watched me on the video before Christmas, if you saw that. At the end, I decided to change what I was doing. Everybody thought that was the finish, and then I turned around at the last minute and said, because it was Christmas, let's do something different, and did hair up in 11 minutes, just for a change. But you know, that's the beauty of hairdressing. You can always change things. You've seen that tonight. You've seen a blow dry with a paddle brush, which you've seen a casual look, really show the cut off, and you've also seen tonight how you can use an electrical item to really change somebody's hair with the look on it. So it's really, really good. Anybody else? Come on.
Sharon Lavender.
Sharon Lavender, good to see you on there tonight, Sharon. Hope you're okay. I bet Amy's watching as well. And Lav, I bet he's watching. I'll be down to see you soon with my vest. So we can get that all organised.
Andy Hardy.
Andy Hardy. Surprise, surprise. I'm not going to say to you tonight who's that. It's Big Mate. Woo! Big Mate. Hopefully it's looking smooth. My friend. I've just told Rachel that you filmed.
Graham.
Ian Amazing Graham. Good to see you, Ian Amazing Graham. Hope you're okay. Mandy is too. And your daughter. It's always good to see you tune in, brother. All the way from Manchester.
Stephanie Stoke Redmond.
Hello, Stephanie. Nice to see you. Hope you're okay there. Always good to see you. Come on and see us. I hope you're keeping well. Lee's been on earlier on tonight. So you'll see that he's been on there. It's good. Everybody's on tonight. It's really good. It really is. Some names we've not seen for a long time. It's really good. There you go there. For you to hold. Get some more spray in there. Bit of product plug there. There we go. Hair lacquer. Big, quick little plug. That's what we're using. We're not using just any old hairspray tonight. We're using muck, hair lacquer, obviously just to hold everything in. Really, really important. Just to make sure everything sits nice. Okay, so now we go through here. Another great song. different
Fatboy
mix.
Slim.
Yeah, that's it. Of course,
Can't go wrong.
the big question is, what group did he appear in before? Do you know the answer to that question? That's
You
the
know what, I've
one.
forgotten. I knew that he was part of a group.
He was
I
part
can't
of a
remember which group it was.
It's every woman, every man, drawing the caravan of love, stand up. That's what it was.
Oh, no way.
And the answer is
I know the song, I can't remember the band.
House Martins.
Of course it was.
1984.
Of course, yeah.
So you see, there
The
you
year I was
go.
born.
Nice. I was 12. Merry Christmas. So now, see, big mate, you can see the smoth in there. It's really good. It's looking smoth. Hopefully, it is looking smoth tonight on there for you. Hopefully, Grace is alright. She's behaving herself. Guessing she'll be watching or she'll be playing with the phone. Cara, I need Cara to come down and play Jingle Bells on my guitar for me. Or whatever she can play. You set it up for me next time I see you. Alright. I'll enjoy that. It'd be nice to have a bit of live music in the salon. Okay, so now we can just see what's going on now. The big waves are coming. Literally. Not like the Mexican wave, but the big waves are there. It's looking good. Okay, so again. So I imagine we'll conclude this tonight, probably about 9 o'clock for those of you that have not had your dinner already. For those of you that have had your dinner, I'm sure you've had a nice dinner. I'm certainly looking forward to having my dinner. I don't really know what I'm having tonight, but it's always a nice surprise, and whatever I do have, I am very appreciative for, so I'm sure it'll be a nice dinner. We'll see. We didn't discuss it earlier. It's a bit like, what am I having for dinner tonight? I didn't even ask a question. We'll see. I'm sure Glenda will come on at some point and see where I'm at. Okay, so we can see now, we're going through it, you can really see this coming together now. Again, the secret with this is just to make sure you stay focused on when you're doing it. It's easy to sort of get snowblind when you're doing this because there's so much air, you can leave bits out, it can go straight. So the idea is you can really sort of just stay on it. The good thing tonight is that my new lighting, you can really see what's going on with it. It's like white light, which is nice. Really good song there, George Michael. It all makes a big difference. Homage to Fast Love. That's it, see. That's the one.
Good track.
Says everybody needs a Fast Love, baby. Right,
Mary
some
J.
more.
Blige, wasn't it? Oh no,
That's
I'm
Az.
thinking of, yeah.
So you see, big George Michael fan. Right, so now we're going to go through the next section as we're working towards the apex. So there's about 2 more sections here. Then we go into the side panel. Then we go into the other side panel. Then we're completed. We'll then be using the serum. Let's just turn you this way just slightly. It's all fingers and thumbs tonight. Thank you. That's it. Let's tell what my intention is. Look at that. So I'm running 1.5 people that are in the
Wazza
spectators.
says nice work stuff.
Thanks, Wazza. I really appreciate that. Thank you. As long as you like what's going on, you can really see the difference, my friend. At least you're watching, that's good. You can see the effects of what we're doing, which is nice. You can see the amount of work that's gone in here tonight. I hope you're not going to put your fingers through it and mess it up later. That's it. It'd be like a Saturday Night Fever. Don't touch the hair. Don't touch the hair. That's it. Mind you, the difference is your hair's smoth tonight and it's not polyester looking, so that's it. So again, anybody that's never sort of killed hair with a pair of straighteners before, remember, straighteners or style sticks, they've got beveled plates on. That's what you're after, a beveled plate. Otherwise, if you don't get a rounded plate, it gives you a real sort of solid look and you don't really want that. These layers are working in harmony with the cut now, which again just makes a nice difference. It's what it's all about. It all comes together. Just keep calling them out, Dad, if anybody comes on. Alright, you can see it on there now. What have we got now? A comment.
Wazza says I'll do it for a next time.
Yeah, do it. You've had some
I've only
training.
got shit. Although
I like it.
He's not going anywhere near my hair.
He'll change his name to Wazza Bailey.
Yeah.
That's it. We know a story about something like that, don't we, Dad? That decided to colour his girlfriend's hair and said,
no.
Scott's got nothing on me. Obviously, then he decided to put the colour on what the lady gave him. And anyway, that's why we call him Vidal Sassoon, because as he rinsed the colour off, it was the wrong colour. She picked it, but anyway, it just shows you how difficult it is to do a job like this. A lot of people think hairdressing's easy. I'm sure people that are watching tonight agree with that, because it's not easy. it takes a lot of practice and a lot of discipline, and the idea is that when you're doing this job, there's three things that I live by. Three things I live by. Number one is world-class customer service, or as close as you can get to it to deliver to the guest. Number two is consistency, because that is really important for any hairdresser, as with anything that you do. So it's got to be consistent hair, consistent the way you're doing it. Number three, added value. Those are the three things that I live by. If you stick with those, you can't go wrong at the end of the day. And those are really important, and that's what every guest at Scott Bailey Hairdressing I think about, and my team think about also, which is really important. Hopefully every time you've been here, your hair's been consistent every time.
Oh, definitely. That's why I'd always come back, and I always will.
You can be truthful. If you didn't like the way I did it, it's fine, you tell me.
No.
Alright, then I'll just go outside and crucify myself.
You won't need to do that.
I'm a sensitive soul, trust me, but thank you for your calm words.
Dan Metcalf.
Yeah, Dan Metcalf. Woo! There he is. I wonder where you got to. I bet he's got his AMG cap on tonight. Hopefully Samantha's alright. I have to say, your garden looks amazing, bro. It looks really good. Really good. Kate Howard. Hallelujah. Hopefully okay, Kate. I need to order some new blades. I'm running out of blades, so I need to contact you at some point and try and get some more blades for me, please, darling. Thank you. I hope you're keeping well. Yes, I've got a stubble. Dad, slip it on me quick because she likes the stubble. Hopefully a lot more stubble tonight, Kate. That's it. Before I shave it down tomorrow.
Rebecca Louise Watson.
Hello, Rebecca. I hope you're okay. I hope you're still running and enjoying yourself with it. You'll see that Glenda and I have gone a little bit further now than when you saw us last time.
Amy Richardson.
Amy Richardson. Woo! I hope you're okay. I like your new haircut. Nice and short. Looks really good.
Gary Mealy.
Yeah, Gary, when are you going to come and have your hair cut here? That's what I want to know, and be a model. That's what I want to know. You need to sort it out, and your daughter needs to come here with you so you can have her as a spectator when you have your hair cut. You can really see the layers coming up now as we're doing this part. We haven't gone away anywhere. We've been on the air now for an hour and 15 minutes.
Darren Serio.
Darren! Nice to see you, Darren. Looking forward to tomorrow night when I'm playing the Worshipful Master, of course. Should be really good. I'm really looking forward to you being there. You need to be here, brother. Looking forward to having you as a model as well, because you keep promising you're going to come and have your hair done. So let's sort it out. Hopefully Lee's there. Maybe he's watching tonight. So we are with the wonderful Rachel Warner tonight. So again, it's always nice to see a nice little smile there. Looking like Alex Polizzi on the side there then.
Somebody else said that to me recently.
Seriously, you just look like that then, it's quite scary. You're calling around as the hairdressing inspector. Yeah, dead mouse. So we've got
alright, you get good marks.
Thank you. You're so kind. That's because I've got the straighteners in my hand. Sorry, muck style sticking in my hand. Right, here we go then. We've got some major muck placement tonight on this piece. Oh, so you can really see the shine now as it's coming through. So on the last side, well, the sides, the last two pieces now to do the back sort of sorted out. So we're now going to go through. You can really see what's happening as it all comes through. Again, it's really important just to make sure that everything just looks good. Again, it's all the sections, it's all the rolling. Make sure you don't burn the ear. Everything's got to. You got to be thinking all the time when you're doing this. You can't be half asleep when you're doing it. It's really, really important. So now we'll just go through this last piece. Everybody thought earlier that was watching it with the brush when I was doing it, it was looking a bit more on fire. That was going to be the look. That's part of the deliberate thing, though, is to do that. Okay, so now you take that back again for me if you can, please. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, now some more hairspray in there. Okay, now we take the next section down again. The section coming down slightly is a diagonal back. I learned this when I went to Los Angeles in 2009. I've been blow drying for many years, and the point being here, those two horizontal sections, which are fine. But a lot of people tend to think, as a hairdresser, when you've been taught, that's it. The point I'm making here is that even though I've been hairdressing for many years, I went and checked myself into a blow dry class and then changed the way that I work for the rest of my life just from that one class. So my point to you would be, you're never too old to stop learning, and every day is a school day. So if you're watching this tonight and you've learned something, that's brilliant. If you've revisited something that you've not done for a long time, that's great too. If you just sit there and you're just watching it and enjoying it, that is also great. But the thing is, we never stop learning, and that's what makes us the way we are as individuals, as hairdressers. And I really respect the fact that people are now starting to respect what we do, because before it was always a question of, oh yeah, hairdressing, it's just stand there and talk and cut hair. Well, actually, you are actually doing things like being a counsellor, you're dealing with people's lifestyles, you're using product knowledge, because you've got to know what you're doing with your products as you're using them, because every product is a tool. As you're seeing tonight, all the products work in harmony with the cut. It's just really, really important. And those things are the key bits you need to be looking at when you're working. Okay, we're now progressively working through towards the top, you can see. Next section. We'll be coming into the next side piece, next side panel shortly, which then we'll make it so then we can go into the finale, the finish, then we'll do the photos. It tastes quite nice, that hairspray.
Smells good. I can imagine it tastes
does,
good.
Yeah. Get a good taste in it. It does. You can really see the coat coming now. You got anybody else on there, Dad?
Sorry?
Anybody else joined us?
No.
Oh yes. Hello darling, I hope you're okay. I'm looking forward to what's on tonight's dinner menu. Sure, whatever it will be absolutely wonderful.
Melissa Bennett.
Melissa Bennett, good to see you with us tonight. Hope you're okay. It's all good. It's nice to welcome everybody with us this evening. It's nice. No, I'm not choking you, all right. Just a little bit of hairspray.
You're alright now.
I'm fine, it's just a little bit of hairspray. It just appeared from nowhere. That's the thing.
It's the back of your throat.
Good. It's an attacker spray. That's it. It wasn't the Hong Kong flu, you're alright. There's been a lot of that around. It's been incredible, really. There's been loads.
A lot of people
I managed to escape it, which has been good. Didn't need to go in quarantine, so we're alright. So now you see the style stick. So get towards the front. What we're doing now is elevating it up just slightly. Just go through, pivot that up slightly, and then as it finishes, you just roll it out, and then it just comes through nice and just gives us that wave. There we go. Thank you. Again, we're after a very casual wave tonight. That's what we're working with, something quite natural looking. Okay, so now we're bringing it up again. Now we're into our last two sections. Again, the secret is not to take too much hair, because if you do, you'll lose what you're trying to do, and it's just really, really important to make sure that everything sits nice. Okay, that's it. Okay, so we're going back in again now. You see the hair will smoke a little bit. That's mainly the product, so that's nothing to worry about. And then of course all you're doing then is just letting it just heat up again. You can see the smoothness, it's really smooth, smooth. All adds to the splendour of what we're doing. And again, it's that exit off the barrel of the straightener that you're looking for, the style stick. You're looking for that nice roll out as it comes off afterwards, just to give it that nice bend and a nice little twist. You can really see the style stick working for its money tonight, which is really good. And again, just see that spring, that bend, it's just all there. It's really, really important. And again, you know, if I was going to showcase this tonight, this is probably the best way to showcase it. You can actually see it on long hair. You can actually see it really working tonight. Again, just don't be frightened to put your arm up in the air and really work with it. Again, it's a bit of theatre. People love the theatre. It's great. You're going to have to ask them what's on at the Concordia.
Show.
That's it. Put up a show, it's important. It really is. Okay, so now you can see we've got the wave coming there. Thank you. Okay, more spray. The reason we spray each section is because it just reinforces the look that you're doing it, because by the time you get to the end of it, it may have dropped. So you know, you need to be preparing the guests for when they're outside in the wind or whatever the conditions are. Obviously when it sort of rains, there's nothing you can do about that. You just have to make sure you stay out of it and carry an umbrella. That's what it's all about. Okay,
Or a very good hood.
Yeah, very good hood, that's right. The nice thing about this style stick also is you can put your finger on the end of it and it doesn't burn it, because really good. A lot of stylers I've used in the past get really hot, and you sort of touch them and they start to burn your fingers. As a hairdresser, you know, you actually do feel quite numb to pain, because sometimes the dryer will burn you, sometimes the straighteners will burn you, so you just have to sort of like think, well, yeah, these things have been designed probably with that in mind. But this works really, really well. I can really put my fingers on that and it's not burning, so it's really nice. And those are really important things to think about. This style stick has also got a temperature up and down on it. Like I said, it's the infrared panels in it that really work for me on this. I did a show with Muck at the NEC 3 years ago. We were taking people off the walkway. They were coming down past the trade stand. We were asking them, inviting them onto the stand and straightening the hair without any product on whatsoever that we were using, and it was literally fun, and it was lightening the hair, it was making it look really good, the colour was looking brilliant, and again it was making it really, really shiny. And people said, I'll take some, purely because of that. They couldn't believe what they were getting. So it's really good for £89. You can see a big difference. There you go. As I said, the turn around, so you can see a big difference. Right, so
Amazing.
there we go. That's it. Let's come around this side, Dad. We've got a happy guest. You can say that.
I love the definition.
My definition is this. My definition. Right, here we go then. So we're going to come round to this side now. So we're on the last panel now, really the last side. So just get this right. That's it. So we can really see the changes now. Okay, we're going to redo this panel because I'm quite fussy about everything. I like it right. Okay, let's just take that right this side. That's it. Thank you. Okay, so now we'll just come through again. With the lighting, it's great because you can really see the smoothness in this, which makes a big difference. And again, it's what you've got to be showcasing when you're doing it. You just want people to be able to see everything that's going on with this hair. Okay, let's just take this panel. That's it on. I'll set that again. It's a bit of spray from earlier. Okay, so that's it. It's all about, you can see how quick I'm rolling this in. You literally have to just get hold of it and roll it in, and don't be scared to do it, and then literally just unravel it nice and easily, and then it just gives you that nice little corkscrew effect, which is what we're after. That's the bit I always love the most when you do this technique. It's just so cool. And if you're sort of tying your hair back and you wanted to have a few pieces down, this cut will demonstrate that nicely. You'll be able to sort of see a few layers on the face, which you can then put some curls in, which I'm doing now. And then you could then go out with that look as a daytime look or a nighttime look, and it will just work really well. So again, you have to think about day and night. It's different, you know, the looks that people wear are, you know, they're different. So you just need to be thinking about how easy you can make it and accessible you can make those layers work for you. Okay, let's just give you that. That's yours. I'm sorry. Okay. Now we're coming up to the next, well, the last few sections for this to finish off. Okay, so again, we just keep everything nice and clean as we're working, because it's just really, really important. It's a good ethos to work with. I just think you've got to have some kind of a regime to work with. That's it, thank you. You should don't try and burn me with these. I've had some people try and pass them to me in the past, and I burn myself with them.
On blades?
Well, just try to, just because they don't know what's going on.
Yeah, not intentional.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see that shine now on there. It's the beautiful thing about this. You can really see it as it's coming through. You can see that curl on the end. Every section of hair on this, you can really see it nicely just through the light. Just gives it a really great finish. For those of you that are watching still, thank you for staying with us, because yeah, it's a long time. I appreciate that. Also, it's a long time that we've been sort of standing doing hair all day, but it's worth it when you see a great result, because that's one of the nice things about hairdressing. You can actually see a fantastic result, and it's quite exciting, because again, everyone's different. You're not stamping a pair of shoes, you actually, or producing a pair of shoes, you're actually producing an individual look for each person. There we go, madam. Good stuff. There we go. So, got some nice curls on here tonight. Shame Wazza's not taking you out to the ball tonight.
No.
Wrong night, really. It should have been.
Well, hopefully it will still be nice for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, it will do. It'll stay nice.
Yeah.
You just have to be careful when you're out.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be careful tonight.
Make sure
Warren
I get a good umbrella.
Make sure he doesn't put his fingers through it later. To sleep up right. No, it should stay there. Well, let's see if we can put my younger brother on the stairs. Just for this bit. Here he comes. Woo! He's shuffling around, he's shuffling. Here he comes. Shimmers. Shimmer attack. So, there it is. Now we're just going to go through these 2 panels here. There you go, how's that? You can lean against the desk and relax. How good is that? Big mate's probably thinking, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he stands for so long filming. That's what he said when he was filming me. He goes, I don't know how he does it. It is physically demanding when you're doing it. Filming. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a long time to hold a camera.
Oh, it is, it is. Yeah, it's good. He's experienced at it. He knows the end's coming though now because he knows we're fairly close to it. There you go, that's all yours. That's lovely. You can really see the changes now.
Can't wait to see it.
Oh, it looks different, it really does. I should imagine everybody at home's probably thinking the same. They're really sort of seeing it. Thing is, those that have watched it from the beginning have seen the transformation as it's sort of come into play. And the nice thing is, like I said, it's putting all the pieces of a jigsaw together. It's, you know, it's sort of seeing the transformation, the painting, the canvas. I talked about earlier, you can really see it all come together, and that's one of the nice things about hairdressing. You can really sort of see it. It's all good. Okay, so these are just the last few pieces now. Just to finish, then what we'll do then is put in the last product to finish off, and then we'll do the final presentation. Then those that have not had their dinners tonight can have their dinners and chill and relax, or watch the last part of Coronation Street, whatever they're doing. Some people like Ross Cunningham tend to watch what I'm doing and also watch the TV as well, which I think is quite impressive for a man. Yeah, that's quite impressive, that is. So I have to occasionally, sort of say him by name, and then he'll sort of probably go off the TV and come back on and watch me. All right, my sweet
Just
baby.
remind him.
That's it, that's what I put on there, yeah, that's it, it's quite funny. As with Big Mate, he probably watches all of it, I'm guessing, listening through his Samsung and watching through his iPhone. But I should imagine, you know, it's just cool when everybody's doing that. Okay, so the last few sections are coming in now. Here we go. Probably if you want to come around this front panel now, Dad, you can come around here and do it around there, it's fine, thank you. Come on round, shimmy round, it's good. Okay, so we go, the last few pieces. Thank you, that's it. That's a big reach out there. That's, I've actually got a client who's having this done on Friday.
Oh, nice.
So she's actually on the same
going
haircut,
anywhere?
the same finish. No, she's got the same look, which is nice. Okay, so now just lift it up slightly, over it comes. So you just got to be confident with what you're doing. When you're doing it, you just, you know, that's what it's all about. Like I said earlier on, try not to lose yourself on it. You've just got to stay with what you're doing. Remember where your straight pieces are, because if you don't, it will just show up and dead easy. Okay, so we're down to about the last 3 sections now. So everybody who's watching now is probably thinking, yeah, woo, that's it. There we go. Just these are the important pieces which just finish your town nicely. Okay, so there we go. Keep it all smooth. You'll be saying that tomorrow. You'll be saying smooth, smooth. Big Mate does it. Big Mate says it. That's all it is, smooth. It's funny because it's really sort of stuck as well. It
Makes me think of a moth.
Moth.
Yeah,
That's it. It's purely predictive text. That's what it is. Predictive text when it goes wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so last panel then. This is it. Right, here we go. So you can see that smooth bit on there. How it just looks really smooth. So there we are, we've seen the beauty of the style stick. Let's just put the spray in the middle. Okay, last time now. Muck hair lacquer. Just to finish that out. So I can just get everything all in coordination. Right, now the big reveal. Ta-da.
Oh, wow. That's
There
amazing.
you go, it's like magic. You've not seen
I've
anything
never
yet.
seen my hair like this.
There you go. That's it. It's all down to the products. Right, so the last product, at least we've got a happy model tonight. The last product tonight is hot muck. Yeah, that's it, get it right, man. Hot muck serum. So again, this is designed just to be like a serum. The idea is it protects the hair against heat and also finishes it against heat, so it's nice. So we'll just literally rub this in the hair now. There's many different ways you can apply this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come round the side actually. Let's just come round here with the camera. Now you bring your head back towards me, that's it, and then we'll just scrunch that in slightly just to break it up.
Curls are amazing.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
Yeah.
A good teacher, you see. It all comes to play now on
My hair
this.
like that.
But look how shiny it looks.
It looks
And for curls as well, because I always think it looks straighter, shinier, straighter than it does curly.
Yeah, that's
But
right, it does.
This is, yeah,
It's
one
different,
of the
isn't it?
shiniest I've seen it.
Is it? That's brilliant. That's fantastic. Well, again, it's a shock for you because I've deliberately put the chair the wrong way so you didn't see any of it while I was doing it because I wanted to do that. I wanted a reveal on it. Because I thought if I give you a proper reveal and you can see what goes on and you can see everything like the audience have seen the build-up, but then you see your face, your reaction on it, it's great.
What's a read?
Woo! What does he say?
Hot.
Looking hot. There you go, that's quite an
thanks.
endorsement. Thanks,
Yeah.
Wazza. I'll make sure I wear this suit again for you. Right.
Yeah, we love that.
Right, so now what we're going to do is go back in again with the spray. Just very, very quickly. And what we're going to do here is use the comb. And just put the comb in. So we need the wide angle. So just going to go, pull it back, up. Watch the camera. No, go back stairs. That's it, it's good. That's good. And then literally just spray it at an angle, and what that will do then is just give us a little bit more body. Okay? Again, just push it. And just that, all that does then is just gives us only a tiny bit. I'm not after a major man, so it'll spoil it otherwise. Okay,
See the
so
difference already.
I know what's up. Talking to me,
give your little boyfriend a little wave. Now a kiss as well. God blimey, he's lucky tonight, isn't he? Hey? He's lucky. Right, so there we have the finished look. So let's just remove the gown and we'll do the twizzle round, okay? So let's just take this. That's fine.
Thank you.
Make sure the bottom's alright.
Oh, yeah,
it's
thanks.
good, that's fine. Okay, so come over here. That's it, right now, very slowly.
Yeah.
Give us a little twizzle round, nice and slow. Lap it up. That's it. Okay, so there we go. Nice. You've done this before, I can tell. With the light on it, you can really see the colour and everything. It looks amazing. It really does. So, again, on this, you can work with it with your fingers. Now I look like a typical hairdresser now. I'm doing this. It's all the faffing around. That's what they tend to do. So you can use your fingers and break it up a bit, but I want to just try and keep it as natural looking as I can for the photos. So this is how it started then. Let's just go around again so we can see the back. So it started with a clean line across the back. We then went into, let me frighten this one. We then went into going short from the just below the mouth on the jawline to the length with the razor. We then curved it so you can now see that C-shaped curvature. It gives us that real C-shaped curvature. We then went into the layers in the back, which we started with lifting out, moving round to the corner of the head, which you can see now that layer comes into play. If that wasn't cut shorter just there, this would be long and it would be just really heavy and that would pull on the top. So those layers really work well. We then did a 45-degree layer on the top, which then loosened this off a little bit more as well. Then we went through with the parietal ridge as the dividing point, square layer through the top, a rounded layer, which now gives us that shape as it comes in through the front part, which is more of a heart-shaped layer. And then literally we then went through the same again this side, because we've got a lot more hair this side. We need to get that shape. So again, you can really see that finish in there, which again is really crucial around framing the face. You need to get that length right and that shape right. We then went into the products. That's fine. Doing great. Okay, so we then went into Fat Malt Black Mousse, which was our main product, which Rachel absolutely
My
loves.
favourite product.
It's your favourite product.
Yeah,
She'll be featuring that one later.
Yeah.
We then went into Fat Muck volumizing spray, which contained the panthenol to fatten the hair up slightly. We then used one of my favourites, which is the 20-in-1 treatment to then do the blow dry. We then used the hair lacquer to then complement the wardrobe, and then we finished off with a really nice one, hot muck serum, just to finish out at the end. I'm sure you'll agree. Thank you very much, Rachel. I'm sure you'll agree Rachel's hair looks beautiful tonight. Again, if you'd like me to teach in your salon and teach your team, go to Scott Bailey Cutting Education. I'll be only too pleased to answer questions. If there's any questions there tonight, if there's any questions about teaching, go there. If you'd like to visit our salon and teach your team in this salon, come to Scott Bailey Cutting Education. In the meantime, we'll disappear now for the rest of this week. We'll be back next week with another model. Wherever you are, whoever you're with, thank you for watching. Again, many thanks to our product sponsors tonight, Muck Hair Care, because again, you see how in harmony the products work, in harmony with the cut. Remember, if you've never tried any of these techniques tonight, try them. Be daring, do something different, don't be frightened, just do it. Again,
it's Valentine's Day, you know, you've got to make an effort for Valentine's Day.
It is, it's really important. Here he is, look, give me a little wave, Dad. He's been in there working hard tonight. So, take care wherever you are. Wazza, you get the pleasure of seeing this later. Alright, but in the meantime, Rachel's been a great model. Thank you very much on behalf of Dad, Rachel and myself. Thank you, good night.
Thank you,
God bless.
Good night.
Ooh.